shout it out if you wanna see the man. What up? They know about me from college to Japan. What up? You know the flow probably worth $100,000. Okay. You wanna talk, put the money in my hands. Yeah. See, I'm the man. What up? Understand? What up? You wanna talk, put the money in my hands. Okay. See, I'm the man. What up? So understand? You wanna talk, put the money in my hands. Yeah. Now from the upper deck to the flow, it's no replay, you get them flesh to the bones. SB checks to the soul, them both things connect like X's and O's. From being checklist to recklessly po, how I go from the jets to the shows, and I'm fresh like I've never been before. How the flow so hot like I slept in my clothes. Even with a neck full of ropes, I won't get ahead of myself. Get glory to the man upstairs like I pray for help.
Neighborhood News, Keepin It 100. I'm Angela Coburn, and I'm a graduate of Crockett Technical High School, class 2010. I'll be attending Specs Howard School of Broadcast Arts, and I'm also interested in graphic design. I hope to own my own business creating graphic design.
Hello, I'm Chevelle Crawford, this week's guest host. I'm a media arts instructor here at UofL Detroit. I own a video, audio, and web production company called Ready Set Media. We have 3 more hosts with us today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Hello, I'm Darius Thomas. I'm 16 and I attend Davis Aerospace, and I plan to go into law enforcement or be a veterinarian.
Hello, my name is Matthew Wilder. I'm 18 years old. I just graduated from Southfield High. I plan to go to Schoolcraft Community College for photography.
Hello, my name is Virgie Golden. I am a student at Michigan Health Academy, and I have been a student at UofL and Digital Media program for 3 years.
Well, we got a great show ahead today. This week, our show is discussing Detroit's finest in the entertainment industry and the blossoming film industry here in Detroit. So what do you guys think is Detroit's finest?
Well, Detroit's finest to me is the people that give back to the community, that stand out in the world, that came from our community, such as Eminem, Kid Rock, and the people that were in Motown.
How have you seen some of those people give back to the city?
Well, I spoke of Eminem. Eminem, he has his own clothing design called Shaggy, and that's founded in Michigan. So he gave back that way.
Any other thoughts?
I think Derek Coleman be considered Detroit finest because he did a Hoop Fest on 12th Street. And after the whole tournament, he gave away a bunch of name brand shoes to the kids that participated into the Hoop Fest.
So is that an important component in being Detroit's finest, giving back?
Yes. Also, Kid Rock, wherever he goes, he usually says that I'm from Detroit to make it known.
So just the fact that he's representing,
right.
Just that he's putting it out there that this is where he's from.
Right.
Okay.
So people don't get mistaken, because sometimes people don't know where you come from as an artist. So if you don't tell them, then they won't know. And the fact that he represents Detroit wherever he goes, it gives us more spotlight.
Well, I did a little bit of research, and I think representing is a big part of being Detroit's finest. It's a lot of artists, a ton of artists that are from Detroit, actors, singers, and the like, that are from Detroit that you would have never thought were from Detroit. Tom Selleck, some directors, Francis Ford Coppola is from Detroit. A lot of people don't know that these people are from Detroit because they don't give back. What do you think about people that don't give back to the city?
I feel as if it's almost not good, basically, because like Terry Crews, he's an actor, and when we was doing research, I never knew he was from Michigan because he doesn't say that he's from Michigan. And I feel that you are ashamed of where you come from when you don't tell people that you're from Detroit, Michigan.
So it's important to remember where you came from then, right?
Right.
Okay. Any other thoughts on Detroit's finest and what that might look like for you?
Yeah,
Even there are Michigan-made products and everything, and it says it. But with the people, if they don't speak on it, they're gonna think of the stereotype that the news portrays, that Detroit is bad and Michigan, and we're not capable of much. But when the people that have made it out give back, it shows that people here are awesome.
Well, the list, when I did my research, the list of people that are from Detroit that have contributed to the arts or the entertainment industry is just awe-inspiring. So I advise people to go to Wikipedia and look at that list. I mean, the list just is so numerous of the people that are from Detroit. What else do you think about Detroit's finest? Any local up-and-coming artists that you think can contribute to the?
know a guy named Stretch Money, and he a lot of people know him because he had a song that almost like went all across the state, and people know they know he's from Detroit. So, and the song was "It Takes Money to Make Money," and it was a pretty positive song, and it don't portray what the media says about Detroit, and they portray the better side of Detroit.
Another upcoming artist, Tierra Marie, she just had her hit single, and she goes on the local radio stations, and it says, like, hey, this is Tierra Marie, I'm from Detroit, and she comes back and does concerts, even though she just got one song, she's gonna come up, so.
Okay. So is it having a hit song or being on the radio, or is there somebody that may be more under the radar than that can be possibly become part of Detroit's finest?
Yes, there's plenty of people who could be, but sometimes the radio doesn't give them the support that they should, because sometimes the radio sees that, okay, the public might not like this, the public might not accept it, but they still never give those people a chance to actually try. And that's all I feel that a lot of the local artists need. They need to be promoted so people can see that Detroit is more than just the crime that everybody thinks we are.
Let's talk about that for a minute. You mentioned crime. Now, a lot of the artists, especially some of the young hip-hop artists, are expressing that criminal element in their music. Do you think that is art imitating life, or is that life imitating art? Is that the artist trying to live up to a certain image, or what do you think about that?
Well, to a certain extent, it would be art imitating life, because there are certain artists who actually live that way, so that's why they portray it in their music. But then there are the artists who don't live that way, and they're only portraying it because it's what everybody else is portraying. And the certain artists portray that way because they think it's what we want to hear, when more or less we need to hear more positive music and instilling in children to do, like, go to school. But they're instilling in kids the sex, drugs, and cars and money and stuff, when more kids need to hear about the real stuff in life, the hard parts of life, because it would bring a more realistic view to people.
Okay, well, the show is Keeping It 100, so let's keep it 100 and keep it real for our audience. Now, we know that these artists sometimes glorify some things that are considered negative. Will we buy a record of somebody who's promoting positivity? Will those artists be pushed to the forefront by us?
Yes. Yes, if the radio starts to promote the fact that we need education, I think I will go buy a record that says, okay, you, instead of buying the car, why don't you go buy yourself education? I would, because a lot of the next generation needs to hear that, because right now is the time where you need an education, because there's nothing else you can really do without one. You can't really even go to McDonald's without, having a high school diploma or better and get that job. So we need to hear more about education and the fact that money and cars can fade, but if you got an education, you can go get another job. You need something to fall back on.
I think that it depends on the lyrics and how you write it, but if someone that was already famous, like a rapper like Lil Wayne or somebody promoted it, then more people would listen to it because they look up to him.
Great conversation, guys. Up next, we have Cassie McKee. She's an actress and a casting director based in Lathrop Village. Her agency is called Casting Motor City, which is actually a film and TV training school. We will take a quick break and come back with Cassie McKee here on Youth Neighborhood News, the younger side of the news, where we keep it 100.